Hi and welcome to JJ's Productions. It's Saturday, so that means we're doing another Hitman Roulette. This time we're doing the showstopper. We're going to be killing Viktor Novikov and Dalia Margolis again. We're going to be starting on the red carpet. We're going to be killing Viktor Novikov as the vampire magician with a kitchen knife. We're going to be taking out Dalia Margolis as a stylist with a saber. And we're going to be exiting via the kitchen. Quite an interesting combination, so let's get into it. First of all, I just want to point out that I don't usually pay much notice to the suit if I get a choice on what 47 wears. But I really did like the idea with this one that he'd just come in, he got injured in the last mission and he thought, right, I'll just get this one over with, I'll just carry on as I was. So yeah, just a little bit of a backstory in my head for this one, and for that reason I'm just going to ignore disguises just for a little bit until I get to the vampire magician outfit. So we're going to make our way through the foyer area, whatever we're going to call this place, and we're going to go through this door down to the dressing area where the staff wait. We're going to walk through there because we're going to pick up a few items just to help the kills along. So ignore this place on the left, you might gain a little suspicion, but it's unlikely. Pick up the rat poison here, and on the left we're going to pick up a master key. Then we're going to equip our pistol and shoot out surveillance. This is standard stuff for Hitman in Paris, but we're going to keep doing it just to make sure that we do it as stealthily as possible. Shoot the fire extinguisher there, and that means we can just walk through the area without getting caught by the shafts. So as we've done before, just carry on running and we're going to go up to the next floor. There's going to be no real resistance, to say the least. You might get spotted if you take your time walking through that door, so don't. But after that, all we're going to do is go through these doors and climb this pipe on the left. You might get a little bit of suspicion from two security guards just patrolling the area, but it's not high enough that they can catch you. As you see, they get question marks, but even when I pan the camera to take a look at what they're doing, they don't really show much interest in spotting you, so don't be alarmed, it's just NPCs being NPCs. So we're already in the auction area now. What we're going to do is, actually the best way to describe it is I'm going to do a bit of time wasting because I had an idea in mind for this roulette. And as ideas go, this idea changed. Originally I was going to kill Dalia in her bathroom, which is usually the safe way to do it. But the plan changed. I came up with a better way of doing it. So this whole little area, you can skip it, but it may affect timings, so it is your call if you decide to repeat this one anyway. As you can see, I draw the security guard in here, and there was really no reason whatsoever to do it. I think in my head the plan had been to use the security guard outfit to get the saber up here, and then I would do something else to get the stylist outfit up here. In reality, all that did was it just created a problem of its own, in the sense that I had to hide from Dalia's personal assistant, and I had to make my way through the attic a little bit faster just to make sure that the Cicada bodyguard guy who comes into the bathroom to pick up the gun doesn't spot me. So overall this was a completely wasted detour, but it might just show you that even though I try not to leave them in, sometimes little relics of previous ideas do sometimes remain in the videos. So we're going to get the vampire magician disguise now, and it's a bit of a shame because I do enjoy the Terminus outfit or disguise, but hey ho. So pick the disguise up. If you haven't done this challenge already, you'll get a disguise for picking that up most likely. You'll unlock a challenge for putting the disguise on most likely. So we're going to go through here, and we're going to get out of the attic. Now, I wasn't 100% sure if the vampire magician was allowed to be in the attic, or the auction should I say, rather than the attic, but I found out to my detriment that he isn't. So I just shot a bullet there just to make that guard turn his head, and I'm just making my way slowly past these two guards here. I'm going to make sure neither of them are looking in my direction directly before I vault. I saw that guy's head on the right turn slightly, so I thought I was safe. That's the best thing when you're going through the attic. Just keep an eye on the head turnings. If you think they aren't looking your way, just make your move. Now, again, it's still a bit tricky at this point. Unlike before, I'm in a better position, I'd argue. But now there are 2 security guards in there, and it's not as simple just making my way through as I would like. However, as soon as that security guard leaves, what I have decided in this run through to do is make that guard move just a little bit faster by shooting. Alternatively, you can just wait. He'll walk just in the area I've just walked through, and you will be able to bypass him. But I just wanted to get through the area as fast as possible so that I didn't bump into the not the security guard, the tech guy who does wait around that little area sitting down. So, as you can see, I'm just going to climb down this pipe, and from here I'm going to get the Saber ready. I'm not actually going to pick it up, but I am going to get the Saber ready. Just caught a little bit of suspicion there, so I didn't want to go straight into the action, but I am in the right area. It's here I'm going to use the master key that I picked up. I'm going to unlock this door, and when I'm in this area, all I will be doing is shooting the glass where the Saber is. It's a pretty small thing to do, but it just means later on I have got less to do. So we're going through here. I'm going to wait for that security guard to move because he gets drawn away by a female NPC. And as soon as that's done, I can make my way through and I'm in a non-trespassing area. Immediately though, I go into a trespassing area. This is where this roulette tends to feel like I'm going round in circles, and I apologise somewhat for that because that is my fault in designing this route. On the other hand, I think it's quite quirky. So I'm going to wait for that guy to pass by because I thought if I change the disguise and suddenly turns his head, I am caught. So I'm putting on this disguise and I'm going to make my way all the way to the end of this little area and turning left so I can get the bare knuckle boxer recipe. There are probably other ways to do this, but I've found this to be the most efficient way to poison Viktor. Like I say, for example, you could probably get him with an emetic syringe if that's the way you prefer it, but this whole route just seemed easy enough to do it this way. So I've got the recipe, I'm going to mix the drink, put the poison in it, and Viktor will be pretty much set up. I would like to know if anyone's come up with a more quirky way of doing this route, because the kitchen knife is it's not an easy way to do it. You have got to seclude Viktor, but I am curious if anyone's come up with a really creative way of doing it. If you have, leave a comment and just tell me what your route was, because, or even share a link, because I would be interested to see a more non-emetic route. But like I say, I'm interested to see. As you can see though, I've poisoned the drink, so he's all set up. I'm going to go through here and pick up the kitchen knife. Pretty standard stuff as usual. Pick it up, holster it even though it isn't a weapon. I can see Viktor and his bodyguard are just coming through here. They aren't enforcers, but I just thought keep out of the way so that they don't suddenly get annoyed. So we're going back for the disguise now. So pretty much, as I've said, we're going round in circles, but it is to some good use. Go through the doors, and we're going straight back to the dressing room. There isn't a lot more I can say at this point because, as I say, it's just going round and round and round. The key thing about this is to make sure that you get the disguise and you get back to the bathroom where Viktor will throw up in good time. If you take your time and you don't get there before Viktor, you will have to work your way in there, which is quite a challenge. The only way I could advise you doing that is if you throw something to distract the bodyguard, Kurt, and then you've got to make your way in there still. So good luck on you if you try it that way, but I personally wouldn't be doing that. So yeah, we're going up the stairs. We've got to take a specific route this time to avoid enforcers, so we're taking the right route. There's a model there who isn't an enforcer, so we're safe passing her, but there is a guy outside the bathroom who is, so make sure you don't walk into him. If you do that, you really shouldn't be playing the game, I'll be honest, but maybe if you're really new, it's forgivable. So Viktor's on his way. You can tell he's about to throw up. He's taking his time, as NPCs always do. As soon as he's close to the bathroom, we're going to enter the wardrobe, just because you don't want to leave it late and he spots you. So yep, he's just about to walk in. If I was doing this as a featured contract, I do believe I would have failed the featured contract, because the way I actually kill him, I do use the kitchen knife, but I use it as a thrown weapon. So if you want to do it legitimately, I would advise just slicing his neck. But I was just in a throwing mood, so It didn't cost me, but if you try it, maybe it will. At this point we're stuck because Kurt's outside and I can't exactly just walk out. So the one thing you can do is wait for Kurt. He'll come into the room and all you have to do is subdue him. It's very straightforward. It's actually surprisingly straightforward. So give it a few seconds, he'll walk inside and he'll pretty much wonder where he's, I don't know what you would call him, his client is. So yeah, he's just nosy and he's thinking where have I lost him. As soon as he turns his head to look in the mirror, subdue him. I would like to remind you that when Hitman 2 is released, if you try this, you will get caught because apparently mirror reflections will be a thing in that game. So if you're watching this when Hitman 2's come out and you're trying that within Hitman 2, don't blame me because I have given you a quick warning there. So now we're in Kurt's disguise and I've actually picked up Kurt's phone as well. So maybe you can work out what the Dalia kill involves from there. We're going to go through these doors and what we're going to do is subdue a Stylist. So just make your way through, you don't have to worry about anyone seeing you, there aren't any enforcers really in this area. We're going to go around here and we're going to just lure this Stylist into a good position just so that he's easy to subdue. So I threw a phone. You could have bought coins with you if you haven't got the phone. I just fancy bringing the phone along with me. Same thing with the concealable baton. I bought that along with me, but as you've noticed, this is the first time I'm using it. So you've got plenty of options when it comes to your loadout with this one. So I've subdued the Stylist and I'm going to change into his disguise. At this point, all I've got to do is pick up the Saber. Picking up the Saber isn't actually that challenging. What is challenging is getting the Stylist and the Saber up a floor. It isn't difficult, but you've got to be very quick on your trigger fingers to make sure you don't get caught. So we're going to pick the Saber up. There is someone over there, but he won't see us. As soon as you're in this area, just have a quick look with instinct, see if anyone's looking. If you think they are, don't approach. As I saw then, I knew someone was looking at me, and I thought, right, I don't want to get caught. I've got too much room between me and the cover, so I just threw the Saber. It will catch that guard's attention, but as soon as he stops looking at you because you bump into him, you can just pick the Saber back up and you're ready to go. Again, just take cover once you've got the Saber in hand because they will catch you very quickly with it. Well, quicker than if you were not doing something illegal. So we're going to make a call with Kurt's phone now to call in a target lockdown. And we're going to climb up to the safe room with the Saber in hand. So climb up the pipe, we're going to shimmy along if the controls would have let me right at that point. And it's very straightforward. It's actually surprisingly straightforward. The tech guy wasn't there, so I've made good timing at that point. And all I've got to do is make sure the bodyguards in this room don't spot me, or the security guards. And as you can see, they weren't actually looking in my direction, even though I was rushing. And I just make my way into the room. At this point, I do advise you to leap over there and just take cover whilst Dalia's on her way. At this point as well, I'd like you to consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel if you enjoy Hitman videos and would like to watch more. I've done over 100 Hitman videos now and I am not planning on stopping anytime soon, especially with Hitman 2 coming out in the near future. I cannot wait to start that game and start a playlist on it. So keep an eye out for that in November. So as you can see, I'm just waiting for Dalia. She's taking her time, not much urgency despite the fact that someone's just said they're going to kill her. She's brought some bodyguards with her. If you've watched my most recent Hitman for Noobs video, or one of my most recent Hitman for Noobs video, I actually did a challenge very similar to this, and for some reason she didn't bring anyone along. She was just in the room on her own, and I was expecting that. So I am actually nonplussed as to what happened in that video, because when that happened I was expecting guards with her. So I am going to have a look and experiment and see what causes guards to come with it and sometimes not. Maybe it's her position on the map. But the guards leave and she's pretty much on her own in this room. I'm going to take cover just in case anyone looks through those double doors. As soon as the doors are shut, it's an easy kill. We're going to just drag a body out of sight just in case anyone comes in to have a nosy. It's unlikely she would get caught at this point, but it's always better to play it safe than sorry. I don't honestly think if you left the body there they would find it, but I have not been caught doing that, so again, it's your call if you want to leave it in that position or if you want to try and hide it better. And at this point all I've got to do is make my way to the exit, and in fairness to myself I actually take the long route, which isn't something I would advise any day, but I think at the time I had an idea in my head and it was a bad idea, which it usually is with me. I throw the phone there just to get rid of the tech guy. It's the first time he's bothered me, so pick up the phone as soon as he's going to investigate it, and all I have to do is climb back down this pipe again. As I say, the bad idea I had regarding exiting, I forgot that I'd left the Terminus suit in the attic. I thought I'd left it in the dressing room area because I've been in that area that many times now. I feel like I've been going around in circles. So in reality I didn't need to take the route I'm about to take. I could have taken a much shorter route to the basement area, but I was just being an idiot. So at this point I am just going to say thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, as I said previously, leave it a like, and again, as I said previously, consider subscribing to the channel. There are plenty of Hitman videos already, and there will be plenty more in the future. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. This has been Josh from JJ's Productions, and I'll leave you with 47 leaving via the kitchen. Bye for now.